What was your hold it moment where you knew you would win? 3 years ago, my neighbor Karen called the cops on me for stealing her Amazon packages. The thing is, I work nights as a security guard and sleep during the day, so I never even see deliveries happening. But Karen was absolutely convinced I was some kind of package thief mastermind. This all started about 6 months earlier when Karen moved into our building. She immediately decided I was suspicious because I kept weird hours and had packages delivered during the day while I was sleeping. First, she started leaving passive-aggressive notes on my door. Then she upgraded to standing in her doorway, arms crossed, glaring at me whenever I left for work at 10 p.m. She'd make these loud phone calls right outside my door, clearly meant for me to hear. Yes, I think my neighbor is running some kind of theft ring. He sleeps all day and prowls around at night. But the real escalation began when she bought a Ring doorbell specifically to catch me in the act. She'd post daily in our building's Facebook group about suspicious activity and missing deliveries, complete with timestamps and blurry screenshots. The other neighbors started avoiding both of us because Karen would cover them in the hallway, showing them printed screenshots and delivery confirmations, explaining her increasingly complex theories about my alleged criminal enterprise. She created a whole Excel spreadsheet tracking delivery times, versus when I left for work, Karen started timing her own errands to coincide with delivery windows, hiding behind the stairwell with her phone ready to film my crimes. She'd emerge dramatically whenever a package arrived, demanding the driver show her exactly where they left it. The building manager got so tired of her calls that he actually installed security cameras in the hallways, which Karen took as validation of her concerns. She started keeping a log of every time I left my apartment. Karen even tried to befriend other neighbors to recruit them into her surveillance network. She'd say things like, "We need to stick together against criminals," and "I'm just trying to protect our community." The final straw was when she started following me to work. She'd sit in her car across from the office building where I worked security, taking photos and writing down license plate numbers of cars I walked past. Then she called the cops. Officer Martinez shows up looking like he'd rather be dealing with literally anything else. Karen's already waiting outside with a manila folder thick enough to be a college thesis and a poster board with photos and red string connecting them. "I have documented evidence of systematic package theft," she announces, waving the folder. "He works these suspicious night shifts," she explains, clearly a cover for his criminal activities. "He sleeps all day to avoid being seen with my packages, then sells them online during his so-called security job." Officer Martinez nods patiently while Karen pulls out item after item from her folder. "Ma'am, what exactly has been stolen?" "My protein powder, my face masks, my resistance bands, all confirmed delivered but never received." She pulls out her phone and starts scrolling through delivery notifications. "Look, delivered at 2:47 p.m., delivered at 11:23 a.m., delivered at 3:15 p.m., all during his suspicious daytime sleeping hours when he could easily steal them." The officer looks increasingly confused as Karen continues her presentation. "And you're certain these items were stolen?" "Officer, I've been tracking this for months. I bet he's got a whole storage unit full of stolen packages. I've seen him leave with bags probably taking my stuff to sell on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. I'm standing there in my doorway, still in my security uniform from the night shift, trying desperately not to laugh." Officer Martinez looks at me, then back at Karen. "Ma'am, I need to ask, where exactly did these packages get delivered?" Karen points confidently toward my apartment. "Right there, apartment 48. That's where all my deliveries go." I'm literally biting my tongue at this point because I live in apartment 4A. The officer squints at the numbers on our doors, then looks back at Karen. "Ma'am, that's 4A you're pointing at. You said your packages go to 4B. Karen's face went blank. Officer Martinez walked to 4C, and old Mr. Donald appeared with like 20 packages, all hers.